Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Silver Tent TV. I'm truly honoured to be here today with an incredible gathering of Silver Sisters. We're here to talk about one aspect of the Silver Tent, a global online community for women over 50 to support us to live our wild, wonderful, wise selves as we move into the autumn and winter of our lives. And we have women from all over the world gathering here today. We even have belovedly in her pyjamas, 6 o'clock in the morning, Risa, 6 o'clock in the morning from the USA. We have Cheryl from South Africa, really symbolising the global nature of our community, which is over 6,000 women. And I'm delighted to also welcome Francesca Cassini, the founder of the Silver Tent. We're here today because we'd like to talk to you about Silver Synergy. It's one aspect of the membership where women invest in supporting the growth of this movement, to support women to realise those dreams, those visions that have yet to be realised, and to provide that safe and that supportive and that nurturing space so we can turn our dreams into action and turn our visions into reality. So we're going to hear from each of us, and I wanted to begin with Cheryl from South Africa to tell us a bit about why you joined Silver Synergy and what it means to you.
Thank you. Silver Synergy joined me. I was found by Silver Synergy, needing a tribe, needing connectivity. I came to Cape Town 4 years ago and I was on my own last Christmas and very alone. And I was introduced by Rose, another lady in the tent, and she said, why don't you go and join this group of women? And I thought, that sounds so interesting. And I put on my vision board, you definitely need a tribe. So there we go. In this time, I joined, I had a chat with Francesca. I was very excited. In the last year, I have gained enormously. There have been so many Zooms. There have been connectivity. I've met people. I've stayed with people. They've become my family. They've become my friends. And I have lit ahead personally in so much growth. After 66 years, I'm eventually receiving counselling from one of the members for issues in my life. I always said, no, I didn't need this, I need it. We hold hands, we cry together, we laugh together, we support each other. If you're not part of something, you're not part of it. Joining Synergy allows you to be part of what you actually have come to join the Silver Tent for. Sitting on the edges is basically sitting outside the tent, lifting up the corner and trying to peep inside. Come and join Synergy because this is where we all are. This is where we care. This is where we commit to being part of something greater than ourselves. We're collective. Thank you.
A wonderful way of summing it up, and that sense of tribe that we create in Silver Synergy, of support. Who'd like to go next? We have Risa and Elaine. We have women. Yeah. So let's hand over to Risa because you're unmuted, and then we'll go to Elaine. So Risa, share with us a little bit about what Silver Synergy means to you.
Thank you, Siobhan. Excuse me. When Cheryl was talking, it made me realize that that synergy to me is like this vast ocean. And maybe for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm fulfilling that need to be the world explorer and to get in my little boat and to paddle and see everything that the ocean has to offer and everything that's possible on the horizon. And in synergy, I think that becomes more evident because people are in their strengths in a lot of ways. And as they meet, they share them. Not only their strengths, but how they came to this position or what the struggle is at that moment, so that everyone who's moving realizes truly they aren't alone and that we are a community, no matter how many miles separate our bodies, that our hearts, which are always united, truly in synergy work together. And that energy is so vast that it can support and create and co-create anything in this world. And it's the first place that I've ever been that my heart, knowing that, has actually joined with my brain and my gut to say, yes, this is really true. It can happen now. That on the days when I think I can accomplish nothing, reminds me that I am alive and I am living a heart-filled life. That is invaluable.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Risa. And I think that notion, and it's part of the language of the tent, of the heart and being in the heart. It's lovely that you've highlighted that. Thank you so much. Elaine.
Hi. I'm sorry you didn't mention Exmoor when you mentioned people from around the world, because here I am in Exmoor. Okay, well, one of the things that synergy means to me, one of the things that's really important about synergy for me, is that it's a space to be real. And that's illustrated so well for me this morning, talking with you all, because though my day started very early at 5:30 this morning, and I've done lots, I was running a little bit late, so I got here late. I'm here in my scruffy dog walking clothes, and I didn't brush my hair, and I missed the fact that this was going to be recorded today because it's just been a chaotic few weeks. And once upon a time, that would have thrown me into a complete tiz. But being here with this amazing group of women, these members of Synergy, a few of the members of the whole huge big family of Synergy, just makes me go, it's okay. And it just reminds me that one of the things, that there are so many things about Synergy: collaboration, new friendships that feel like old friendships, which is nothing to do with age, things I've learned, the way I've grown, and on and on and on. But it's reminded me today that one of the key things for me is that this is a place to be real. And I put out a call to the universe some time ago saying I wanted to find my tribe, and I wanted to find a tribe of elders, elder women, and had a conversation with Francesca, and next thing I know, here I am in Synergy. And I found that, and to me, it's a place to be real, and it feels like family. It's a family of women, and of course I have women in my family. I have my mum, who I love. I have other women in my family, but nothing like this family. So really, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for reminding us about that space of authenticity, a place where we get to come and be authentic, be in the heart, and it's what a blessing to have that in our life as well. Lynn, I saw your hand shoot up.
Yeah. What this has brought up for me is that sense of belonging and acceptance. We were using the term raw and real and authenticity before. So there's something about being in a group of older women, and that matters to me hugely too, who can belong and accept as we age in all our differences and our variations. What brought me into the tent and then into Synergy is supporting also. When Francesca shared in the very early days her vision with me, I was so moved and so inspired and so drawn to support and reach out. And I think that's carried on into the tent, how we can support each other, our growth, our own visions, our development, reaching out. I've wept at some of the exchanges that I see in Silver Tent. People sharing their whole selves, their suffering as well as their joys, and others reaching out and supporting them. It's absolutely exquisitely beautiful. And I think for me also, it's the sharing, the wisdom, the creativity, the innovation, how it develops. And this Synergy group seems to be really, is so profound and deep in its wisdom and its learning and its growth and its sharing. For me, the word exquisite comes in. It's an exquisite experience of realness and depth and growing old together. And I love that.
What a beautiful way of putting it. Thank you so much. And that sense of, I love that growing old. And we've heard some consistency here about, we use the word tribe and looking for that tribe. Lee, I'm aware you've had your hand up. Let's hear from Lee. You need to unmute yourself, my darling, because we're real and we're authentic. And you're still muted.
Now, yes, I have my fur babies around, so that's why I'm muting myself. But first of all, I'm not growing old. I'm growing better, like wine, improving with time. So I'm just getting better. In fact, you know, I joined the tent because when Francesca, it goes back to the very beginning of it when she was talking about it, and to me, as soon as she talked about her vision, I'm like, we're the ones to change the world. We women of our youthful age we're the ones who are here to change the world. And well, I want to be a part of that movement. And then what it's actually done, based on even just what you're saying, is that yes, it is the raw and real, and yes, it's authenticity. But what it's actually enabled me to do, what I do, and one of my gifts I bring, is that I help people meld the magical with the mundane. And it's really the first time in my life that I've been able to take my former very corporate self and my heartfelt spiritual side self and bring it together into one aligned, let's call it middle of the road, not middle of the road, but into a real place where I can take the best of both worlds and help people bring them together so that we can literally change the world. And I would have never been able to do that if I didn't have that support, if I didn't have that the camaraderie and love. Really, love is what defines the synergy, and that we do love each other and we all give from our hearts. And maybe that's what's even better about the raw and real part, is that we're able to be raw and real, and then our sisters in the synergy, and it is synergy around us, support us in a raw, real, and authentic way. And it is magical. I feel it's magical, and that's okay, because that's the way the world's going. And I believe if you want to help be one of the ones that are help changing the world, this is the most perfect place to do it. And when you're committed to yourself, and I think for me, joining Synergy was my commitment. It's like, that's it, I am committed. And once I embrace that commitment, the world, my own personal world, has opened up in ways I never ever dreamed possible. So I think that when you step up to Synergy, you're committing to yourself and you're committing to the world, that you're here to help and be of service and be awesome.
I love that. Thank you so much, Lee. And the chorus in the background, even more wonderful. So many of us have our four-legged creatures, whether they're dogs or cats, but many of us have those devoted relationships.
Exactly. And she's not even in the room with me. I have two others in the room with me. But yeah, she always knows when I'm talking. She's like, now it's time.
And I'm putting my hand up now. I wanted to follow on from that, because you reminded me that when I joined the tent, I was broken. My spirit had been broken. I'd accompanied my mother through the dementia pathway for 7 years, and I was deeply shocked by how my family approached the end of her end of life. And I realised that this is a group of people that are alien to me, their values, what was important. So I arrived in the tent with a broken spirit. I really genuinely thought life was over. I thought it's downhill from now on. My body's going to degenerate. I have a heart condition. I'm going to pop my clogs, and life is over. And there's so much I haven't achieved. And I think one of the most powerful things for me about joining Synergy and agreeing to that monthly subscription, investing that money, was about actually life isn't over. I have an incredible wealth of experience, and okay, that's not valued or acknowledged in my family, but I found a tribe that does value the experience, the expertise, the talents that I have, and more importantly, it's given me a space where I have that permission to really play with those talents and to discover how I can take them out more into the world. So far from life being over, it's just beginning. Franny, so we just have Franny and Nikki Mariana to hear from. So Nikki Mariana, let's go.
Hello, well, I'm Nikki Mariana, and the Silver Synergy has completely transformed my life. I joined not knowing what Zoom was, how to use it. I joined with a terror of loads of sisters, because my relationship with my sister has gone through all sorts of evolutions, and actually we speak perhaps twice a year, which is more than enough for me. But I've learned that sisters in Synergy and of Tent are just amazing people. They don't just take, they give. And I have been given the gift from so many people of how to use technology, of how to be able to speak, how to connect to other people. They don't have to be physically next door neighbors, because you can fall out with next door neighbors. And it's very easy to do, but they can be all over the world. And I have made friends with women all over the world. And I have met up with silver synergists who've been to the UK, one from South Africa, one from Australia, and the meetings were exactly as I knew they would be. A big hug, and I just knew how that hug was going to feel. So what I joined because I was enthralled by Francesca's vision, and I want to be a part of that. I love to be in the forefront of something, even if unknown how it's going to work or where it's going to go. And this just so resonated with me. And I have learnt so much, and I've been in the fortunate position where I've been able to pass on a lot of that knowledge to other sisters who are coming on. You know, terror of Zoom, yes, I understand that perfectly. Take it one step at a time.
Thank you.
It enabled so much more to happen.
Thank you. And I'm so delighted that you acknowledge Zoom, because we wouldn't be able to have built our community without this incredible technology. So before we close, Franny, it'd be great to just hear from you for a few minutes. I know that you have a terrible cough, and we want to honour the passing of that cough. And yeah, just to take a few minutes about Synergy for you.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for all that you've said. I mean, it just completely and utterly touches my heart. And you know, just thinking while listening to you, what I wanted 2 years ago to set up and to create is, in a nutshell, I saw it as something really practical. I saw this community as a space for women over 50 to come if they had lost their way, if they'd lost that sense of their own self in the world, and if they had mislaid any sense of their lives having a point. And I wanted to put them together with women who had either not lost their way or had rediscovered it, so that they could all share their wisdom and grow together, and that includes me too, of course, and that we would all remember that we are wild, wonderful, wise women, that we're valid and valuable in the world today, and that each single one of us has wisdom worth sharing. So there was this practicality as well as this deep inner vision. And to see that coming to fruition is just mind-blowing to me. But what I didn't anticipate is this incredible sense of intimacy and community and heart and soul opening. It's the collaboration that happens, particularly in Synergy. You can turn up in Synergy and ask for any kind of help or support, and our women from, you know, you guys and the other members of Synergy from all parts of the world just rally together with just the most extraordinary level of input, of outpouring, and that can be practical wisdom, it can be spiritual wisdom, it can be anything, but it's that that togetherness that totally blows me away. That ability to be in a space where we can be so open and vulnerable, and as Lee says, raw and real, and that we will be held in that space and nourished and I'm running out of words, actually. It's a really wordless space. Thank you.
Well, thank you, and thank you for encapsulating, because we have spoken from the heart here today about what synergy means to us, and thank you for reminding us of that incredible practical role that it also holds in helping us to find a way to fully appreciate our wisdom and then find a way to share it with the world. We have some words that some of the women of the tent have put together, and we're going to close with that from Nikki Mariana. So over to you, Nikki Mariana.
Spirit of the heart of the silver tent, you who hold the cauldron of all our fears, joys, wishes, dramas, and dreams. You who were present when Francesca physically birthed the silver tent. You who hold the multicolored carpet we all tread upon. Thank you for bringing us together to love, hold, and support one another.
Thank you very much. This is Silver Tent TV signing off for the day. Wherever you are in the world, may the sun shine in your heart, even if it's not in your skies. Bye-bye.